I'm Karl Kalonka, and this is my job. Traveling across North America in search of the best crappie holes while hooking up with some legendary crappie fishermen and a host of colorful characters along the way. Visiting some distinctive destinations and having opportunity to sample some very unique culinary cuisine. The Extreme Crappie Angler is presented by B&M Poles, leader in crappie. Crappie Magnet, Sore Lip 'em All. Power Pole, Shallow Water Anchor. A little tree in the water with a Popeye jig, any crappie, and then hopefully catching them with the Popeye jig. Yep. Oh, look at that, eh? Whoa. Little Popeye jig has found me a crappie. And I'd say that's a pretty good crappie to start, huh? Look how he ate that jig up. Look at that. What do you think, eh? Y'all know who Popeye is, and you know that he loves spinach, right? Well, I got a feeling that these crappie are gonna like that little jig right there. You see that little hair jig with the big eye? Popeye by Crappie Magnet. Catching some beautiful black crappie this week on the Extreme Crappie Angler. Let's put him in there because you know where he's going? You know where you're going? I know you are. You've been a little scout. Oh, easy. See, he's got attitude, eh? Don't you love crappie? You want to slap me in the face, crappie? Do it again. Do it. I want you to do it. Let's put him in the box, huh? Oh, yes. Beautiful little crappie. Put him in here, huh? Go on. Wow. This week, I'm going to show you, man, another little bait. And I always use plastic. You see the plastic all the time in single poling. And I'm using little bobbers and stuff too. But sometimes that little hair pulsating, marabou, bucktail, whatever it is, what you use too, is a different look for the crappie. And with that big white eye and the little jig head, small hook, that's 1/16 ounce. When they go, it's gone. They eat it. And your little bobber, little float, is going to catch them. We're going to do it right here on this segment of the Extreme Crappie Angler on a low ceiling day before the rain. Okay, here's my setup, man. It's a Sam Super Sensitive 7 foot, and I got the little B&M Pro 100 6-pound line, and obviously the little 1/16 ounce Popeye jig in chartreuse. And I got it on a little slip float. And this is a Northland light bite, and I got my bobber stop only about 18 inches to 20 inches ahead, but I put that little split shot on there so my float sits totally vertical. Another option of the floats are the Easy Crappie Float, okay, by Crappie Magnet. And that's the 2-inch, and that's the 1.5. I would go down to the 1/32 ounce Popeye jig. I'd go to the smaller float, a little bit bigger ones, I'd go to the 2-inch. Yep, up high, unreal, man. Just changed it, came up again. Fish do not want to go down. And look at that, man, another eater. Another eater ate the Popeye jig. Look where that is too. Think he wanted that, man? I'd say. He wanted it before one of his buddies ate it. Hold on, you make my shirt all nice and stinky, right? Well, what's a B&M shirt without having crappie slime on it or crappie scent? Look at that. See that there? That's 100% crappie. You think you can buy them like that? Okay, order it from that. I would like to have the B&M shirt, the red one that I saw Karl wearing on Extreme Crappie Angler. But can you get it with the actual scent on it? The crappie? That's extra. But for now, crappie is going into, oh, he's a little smaller one. We're gonna let him go, okay? We'll let him go. Ready, little boy? Ready? Huh? Ready? Go on, I'm gonna grab you again. See that? Crappie is making me happy. Poof. Now there's something about using the right float. You know, it's called almost like a pencil float. It's balsa wood. But I mean, almost no resistance whatsoever. When the fish are aggressive and they pop the float, knock the float, and it goes all over the place, that's one thing. But when you get a light bite with a small jig, like the Popeye jig, on the float, you want something that's streamlined, so they just knock it and it just goes right down. They feel nothing. They hold on to that jig and help you catch fish. Should I get their attention? Put it in. A few little knocks. Again, all about finding them on a tree. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh yeah, look at this. Dudes. A waker. See, what's a waker? Well, it's waking me up and it's making a wake all the way to the boat. You have to twitch it a few times. Wake them up. And then when he's seeing the Popeye jig, easy boy. What's wrong with you, man? You got bad attitude. Look how he ate it again. Hey? Look at that little jig. Right up through the top. There's no way that that fish is coming off. Unless he got stuck on brush, which he did a little bit. But just another good eater, huh? Man, oh man. I love bobber fishing. He's just an eater. We got some real big guys. Take some pictures and stuff. But I mean, for eating, how can you beat it? Love it. And how can you not use a little hair jig like the Popeye? Sharp little hook tied directly to my line. And I put a little split shot on there too, because I want my float to sit totally vertical. Remember, that's only 1/16 ounce, okay? So it takes quite a bit to get the float. Otherwise, the float sits like this. A lot of times when the float's in the water like that, it'll lay down from fish that eats it. So I want that tension of the small split shot to be totally vertical. So my bobber is where it should be. Oh, wow. I tell you, man, when those fish are deep, like we're sitting in 3.9, okay? And I got my blades in about 7 feet of water. But with a tree like this, you can see the angle that's sticking up the trees, the branches, right? So it's going down like that. And I've only got my float set with the stopper about 18 inches, maybe 20 inches. So you know they're sitting in those trees, just like you see the paintings and pictures of crappie all sitting in there. It lands, that little Popeye jig, little hair by me twitching the thing, just subtle, just little twitch, twitch, let it sit. It's violent. You see how the float goes whoa, like right down. They're not coming up and just like taking it and going. They're like racing the other crappie to it. So you position the boat with the power poles, stay back, see where the trees are angling down, and then put your casts right where you think they could be sitting on the tree, sort of like this. Let's see, right about there. Is there one there? Yep. Oh my goodness. Wow. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? Crappies, I love you, man. I love you. Because sometimes when you figure it out, and trust me, there's days, man, I go out like anybody, boy, and it's like pulling teeth, wisdom teeth to get bit. But on days when you can catch decent crappies, that's maybe 11 inch. You're lucky you're not big enough. You got a small mouth. I'll let you go. But when you can catch them and have fun, embrace it. Enjoy the moment. Don't think about the next one right away. Have fun, man. You know, really. Because crappie fishing is what it's all about. And these little fine wire hooks, see how it's bent like that? I just take my pliers and just open it up just a bit like that, just to get that top of the mouth in that meat of the crappie. And that will increase your hook sets to hooking the meat or getting the metal to meet the meat big time right there, just by slowly opening up, because you're catching fish, you're taking the hook out, you're bedding and stuff like that. If you're not paying attention to the little things, you're just gonna get heartbroken. So let's put it in one more time. Let's see if we can get a fish right here, right on the same segment, right there. Lands. Come on, get mad at it. Get mad. Wow, did you see that, dude? And he got stuck. Holy God, dude. He came up and he ate it. He got stuck. He's stuck on the tree. Do you believe that? That was unreal, man. He came up. There he goes. I got him. You let off and he comes off. He came out of the water, not a giant fish, but he raced his buddies to eat the Popeye jig. You saw it live right here on our show, man. Out of the water like a crazy little bugger, aren't you? I'm gonna put you in there because you're a good one. Wow. I'll probably let you go. But just, I don't want you to go back to that tree and spook your little friends. Unreal, man. Blow! Boom! You get stuck on the tree like a largemouth. My heartbeat. Wow. That's healthy, you know. Seriously, catching crappie is healthy for you because it gets the blood flow. Wow. Oof. See how important it is sometimes to do exactly what the fish want? I had the bobber too deep. You know, I wanted to fish the edges of the tree when I first showed up, and I got a couple fish, but I still had it deep. Then when I got closer, put the power poles down, those fish, I could see they're actually hitting the bottom of the float in the split shot and missing the Popeye jig whatsoever. I shorten it up and catch way more fish and bigger fish. Look what the fish are doing, where they are in the water column, because sometimes they're totally opposite where you think they are in the trees, and they're right up high. Okay, when I'm fishing the little trees like that in the water here with the little slip float, I'm using little Popeye jigs, okay? And a little bit of hair, chartreuse, black and white, I call that skunk. But another option you can use, if you wanted to, would be the slab magnet by Crappie Magnet, a little bit bigger profile, okay? Another option is the Crappie Magnet, that everyone knows it, just a killer little bait. And I'll show you what it looks like. They're just small. That's the Crappie Magnet. That's how it looks with the little Popeye jig, okay? And then you look at the slab magnet, look at that little bit bigger profile. Sometimes that's what it takes. But today, this afternoon, they wanted the little hair jig on the Popeye jig. Cast, bring it as close as I can to the tree. Let it settle. I think this tree goes way out this way. That's the top of it. Those fish can be anywhere in that tree. We got the most aggressive ones. Let's put it right over there again. Let's see. Ready? Right there. Right there. Whoa! Yup. I think he was high in the tree. Holy moly, another waker. Look at this. Wow. What a crappie, man. What a crappie. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Hey? Holy moly, dudes. Come on, stop. Stop. He's like, what? I ate the little Popeye jig and you cut me. So what? What are you going to do now? Well, I'm going to put you in the live well, and then I'm going to enjoy myself with my family, my friends, and enjoy and say thank you for offering me a chance to taste some crappie this evening again. Love it, man. Love it. Gotta have some fun, boy. Go on in there. Popeye jig, hair jigs. When you go and you buy your plastics and stuff and you see your crankbaits, you get everything else, little twitch baits and stuff for crappie. Don't forget the old hair jig, one of the earliest baits known to mankind for walleye, smallmouth, pike, all different things. But for crappie, the hair is where it's at with Popeye. Where were you? You're on the outside edge right there. You're right about there. Is there more there? Where's the great big one? Come out of that tree. See, there it is. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Look at that. See when they're making that wake like that? When they make that wake like that, you know what it is, don't you? Oh Lordy, wow. Yes, yes. Hey, little Popeye the Sailor Man. Wow, man. You pop it down, get it out. Oh man, got sharp little hooks, and that's what you gotta have on your jigs if you want to catch crappie, because it'll pan mouth. Look at that, eh? Isn't that gorgeous? See that? He's seen the little Popeye jig. Look how small and unintimidating, like a little shiner. You twitch it, and they just can't resist. They gotta eat it. And then what happens? Just like in nature, they eat the Popeye jig, and we eat them. Oh boy. Let's put them in here. I'm gonna put it right back here in the water, right back in the exact same spot, right there. Let's see if Big Mama wants to come up and eat. I want to take a picture of Big Mama. They're eating the float, you know that? They just were eating the float right there. There was like 4 big ones. Unreal. Unreal. Just nuts, man. Just nuts. Wow. This one got underneath. This one is one of those huggers. You know why? because he got it underneath. You lip him and you're going to be in trouble. Right there. Just a little one. Let's let him go. Ready? Go on. Wow, man. Look at that right here. Look at this. Okay? Barely any hair on it. They've just been destroying it. But it goes to show you, when you're right on the fish, when they're right on a tree or beaver dam on our dock and they're schooled up and stuff like that, the smallest of hair jigs with the smallest of hooks, 6-pound test, and of course, remember, 3M, Sam's Super Sensitive. You can't go wrong. You could have the afternoon of your life like you're watching right here on Extreme Crappie Angler. See how important it is about color? I got a few fish on chartreuse, lost a few jigs on some of the wood because I put it in the stuff where you're supposed to put it for crappie. I went to the skunk, I got a few on the straight white, on the black and white as well, but have some variety. 1/16 ounce, 1/32 ounce, I caught them on both in all 3 colors, white, black and white, but my favorite, chartreuse. I seen it perfect right under my float. It's like, why don't you eat the bait? So when he does that, here's what I'll do. I got my bobber stop at about, whoa, I'd say that's a good 18 inches, shallow it up to about a foot right below the float. And like I said, I got that little Northland light bite and I got little split shot to keep my float vertical, but I saw the crappie coming up like this, looking at it. Crazy, man. Let's see if I can get one to go here. Right there. Come on, crappie. Come on, crappie. I need to change the color a bit. I got straight chartreuse. Nope, look at that. Let's bring him over the stuff. I was thinking I maybe had to change the jig color. I just had to change location of my cast onto that tree. And then, bango! Result is the same. What are you thinking? Huh? Look at that penetration. Right through the nose. Man, oh man, that fish would not coming off in the meat. Nice, sharp. That's a nice little fish, but I want to see if I can get me a big one, man. Come on, boys. Ready? Go on. Let me show you these little jigs. They come in 1/16 and 1/32 ounce, okay? And different colors and stuff. There's pure white. You got the skunk, I call it, which is black and white. But again, they all have that same characteristic. The black jig head with the big white eye, hence the pop eye. And then there's the 1/32 and 1/16 again with chartreuse with a nice little red tie. And great little baits, man, I tell you. They're just another alternative to using plastic or hard baits and stuff, or if you like using live bait, you can still put a minnow on here if you want, or a leech or something like that. But these things right here, just like this, catch crappie. Not that time. Oh, good one too. Look at that. Tell me that's not fun. Dudes, this is unreal, man. Unreal. Holy, look at that, eh? Nothing wrong with eating those size crappie right there. Nothing wrong with that. And a little bitsy little jig with a tiny little hook. Almost like a fly fishing hook. Oh, that's a good crappie. That's a good crappie. Oh yeah, wow. Okay, I went from the straight white and 1/16 ounce, small little unintimidating bait, to the 1/32 ounce, look at that, back into the chartreuse again. When I first came here, I had the chartreuse on, it was just like lights out, bang, bang, bang. So something about maybe that offsetting chartreuse, we know it, we use it in everything for crappie. But the little bit smaller bait, with back to the chartreuse, let's see if I can provoke a crappie right away by picking it up, putting it in the exact same spot, and hopefully provoking one of those big ones to just eat it. Try to eat that again, boy. Huh? Yep. Yep. That didn't take too long, huh? Changing it up, and look where he got it to. Like, that's not the biggest crappie of the day, but look where that little 1/32 ounce jig is. Right down inside his yap there, boy. In the bright chartreuse. I just popped out the hook a little bit. I know. I'm gonna let you go, man. You're not big enough to keep. Go on. Let's put it in right here again. Back of the tree. See what happens. And I pull one out of there. A little Popeye jig just going over their head. It drives them mental because all of a sudden you see them come out of the trees like, huh? What? Oh, good one too. Look at that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at this. Oh boy. A jumper too. Look at him. Oh yes. Yes. That might conclude my afternoon with my experiment. Look where that is right there. Can you see that? Can you see that, dudes? My slab of the day right at the end. Look at that right there. Now do you believe in it? Right here, man. It is called the Popeye Jig by Crappie Magnet. You see it, little featherweight Popeye jig. This little bait right here, you can get it from Leyland Lures in Arkansas. My buddy Jeff Smith makes them. That right there catches those right there. You want to catch them next time you find them, go in Walmart, big box stores, you buy them, you're going to catch them, and you tell them just like you saw it on the Extreme Crappie Angler. Remember this thing, sore lip them all with the Popeye jig. Thanks for watching. We're going home to enjoy some crappie. The Extreme Crappie Angler was presented by B&M Poles, the leader in crappie. Power Pole, Shallow Water Anchor, Crappie Magnet, Sore Lip 'em All. Visit us at fishextreme.com. Watch us, like us, follow us, see us.